Uh-huh. I'd like to know,
Yes.
mhm, is there any technology that you can implant in your body that could connect to our crypto coin processing?
Yes.
Seems like we were going to do the biochipping of the population for the simplicity
Yes.
of having our medical records in us.
Yes.
That way, if we were ever run over by a truck,
Yeah.
they could use one of these little scanners. In fact, why don't you get me all the biochip readers everywhere in the world
Yes.
and the actual ownership of them? And then the manufacturers of any and all biochips.
Yes.
And then there was this thought that we're all going to do this because we're going to do it. Now, my thought is we're not going to use lithium ion.
Yes.
And I'm going to want to make these little electric generators that go on the, well, they go underneath the vehicle. They don't go outside the vehicle, though they could.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because they could be stationed kind of like you. You could bolt them on where the lug nuts are.
Yes.
You could. And you could put a little connection where the axle goes round and round.
Yes.
Now, it's a little different design, but it is actually available that you could have boltable
Yes.
electric generators that connect to the axle through, and it could produce a large amount of electricity. Now, I'm wanting to do some manufacturing,
Yes.
and I thought there was a large number of people that had their face on currency.
Yeah.
Now, I just read in this magazine,
Yes, it is.
one of these numismatic magazines, or numastic,
Yes.
it's a Coin World, May 20th of 2019,
Yes.
that Canada won an award.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mention that. And I did notice you had an election over there, and you got a lot of people got elected to office.
Yeah.
You got like 10 or 15 different parties. A little different than our two-party system over here in the United States. It doesn't really matter who wins, does it? Considering the number of parties you have as a nation, I'd feel frustrated if I were Canadian. I wouldn't know who to vote for. It's so much easier in the United States just having Republican and Democrat. It's like one or the other. What am I going to do? Now, there is a little USCAL circulates in the Basque region.
Yeah.
I just like it when individual groups of persons decide to issue their own currency.
Yes.
I did read this actually, and in France, a lot of Southwest France, they've been issuing all kinds of currency. It's kind of like individual governments don't feel an obligation to enforce currency laws. Now, there are as many as 60 of these in France alone. Ooch. Could you call the French president for me? Because let's say the French,
Yes.
they are allowing for the issuance of a currency that's actually transacting business. Right, right, right. And the French government doesn't do anything. They don't think the taxation of the population means anything. And all these different individuals started in 2000 with a modest aim of promoting the Basque culture and language, supporting local businesses by keeping money in the region. Now, why don't you get me the Basque
Yes.
and any of these other microcurrencies that are circulating in any part of the world? Oh, the Chiemgauer circulate in the Upper Bavaria. Digital Eusco comprises 60% of the currency in circulation. Now, another result is its success. No, no, success is a spat of inquiries, including the Institute of the Circular Economy of Wales. Why don't I just make up a new currency in the United States? I mean, they're doing this in other nations.
Yes.
Now, this Canadian $10 note wins the IBNS honors. Oh, see, Viola Desmond
Yes.
was some sort of Canadian woman that didn't want people violating her civil rights.
Yes.
I'd never heard of her before, but the face of the purple note has a portrait of Viola,
Yeah.
often called Canada's Rosa Parks.
Yes.
She was arrested for refusing to change her seat in a movie theater, became an icon
Yes.
uh of the social justice movement and a leader in the fight for racial equality. Now, as a man, I'd like to be one of these leaders in the fight for racial equality. That would be gender equality, wouldn't it?
Yeah.